Lobster Nachos made with fresh cut potato chips and homemade cheese sauce. Taking off that starch is definitely one of
Chef Sal's cooking tips.
Is that the only 3 notes that you know? 3 notes and 3 words? That's all you know? Hey guys, Chef Sal. Thank you all. I'm getting better at this. I don't know what it is. Anyway, hi fake audience. How are you? Hello real audience. Hello YouTube. So Nancy and I went to this beautiful restaurant on the water, on the river, and usually the food sucks at a place like that. Unbelievable stuff. Ready? Lobster Nachos made with fresh cut potato chips and homemade cheese sauce. Scared me. Anyway, let's get going, okay? First we're gonna do the potato chips. Russet potato chips. That's what you want, okay? They make the best potato chips. No need to explain, they're really, really, really good. How's that, all right? So here's the deal. If you don't have a mandolin, no. You know, really, can't a guy just kid around for once? This is a mandolin, okay? You go like this and it cuts stuff. I did a ton of these potato chips already. You want to make them thicker than you'd normally make a potato chip. I'm going to show you because you're like, that thick, okay? See it? Because you want it to stand up under the cheese and the sauce and the thing. So I already did 1 million of them. And I'm going to show you how to do it on a mandolin. If you don't have a mandolin, get one of these graters. I got a grater here somewhere. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Usually for cheese slicing, so you make small little potato chips. Just do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. I got my oil here. I'm using, what am I using today? Avocado oil. I'm using avocado oil. You can use canola oil. Don't use that thick, heavy, saturated fat. Ask a guy in your grocer, okay? I'm going with avocado oil because I like it and it tastes good and it's good for you and all that stuff, okay? Even though we're deep frying. Well, actually, we're pan frying. A lot of people don't do it this way, but I do. All right, so stick this in the machine like that and come back and forth on it, okay? Boom. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, look, see? Tons and tons of potato chips, glorious potato chips. I know. You can make potato chips at home.
Why the hell aren't I notified about these things? Lieutenant.
Thank you, Captain. All right, so, I made a ton of them. I sprayed them down with cold water, get the starch off of these things because the starch and the water are the enemies to your crispness. Crispness, not...
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
That's a different enemy and it's a different show, okay? Okay? Crispness, not Christmas. All right, so these I'll soak later. I already soaked these. I'm gonna put these in my already going at 350. Candy thermometer reading 350 on the thermometer. That means they're ready to go. And after I washed them down, then ironically, I dried them off. So here we go. I'm gonna put them in my hand. It's like dealing cards. I'm putting in my hands just like dealing cards. It's not a big deal. Be careful when you throw them in. I wanna see if I can get rid of this thing. This is my thermometer. I'm just using it to gauge because the temperature is gonna come down. So I'll put it in later. And you know the oil's ready anyway, even if you don't have a thermometer, because the stuff just bubbles. It bubbles right up. That's what I'm gonna do. Don't crowd them. Get them in as fast as you can. You want them to cook, have the same time. Now, they're all not gonna be the same thickness, even though you're using a fancy schmancy machine here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You get them in the bag, you get the Lay's potato chips in a bag. Some are like weird. Another thing, without this starchy thingy going on here, they're not going to stick together as much, which is great. All right, so let me just throw them in here. And you know, you push them down a little bit. I got this big scooper here. It's called the Spider. You can use a slotted spoon or buy one of these. These are great. And just keep pushing them down. After, you know, they're brown, try to keep them separated. Even though the two processed these before, it's done that for me. And we'll come back when they're brown. I mean, come on, you know? You can do this. You can do this. Just hit pause. You know, people, I can't follow along with you. You go so fast. Pause. You know, like, so anyway, what I want to teach. See? It's easy. Pause me. I'm pausable. All right, I'll be back. Welcome to Chef Sel's Potato Chip Factory. It really is a factory. I'm not going to do them all for you now. All right. Now I've been using this to kind of mix them around, this big Spider, but I'm finding that the smaller spoon, the slotted spoon, works better, and you probably have one of those in your home. So when they get brown, you'll know what brown is. It's brown. Don't let any white show. Maybe a little faded white on the potatoes, and that's it. Take them out. What I have here is these cookie coolers, these cooling racks. I don't know what you call them. I don't know. Okay, I have them. I have some paper towels underneath so you don't mess up your nice, beautiful, delicious counter chops. Ah, you chop me, I give you counter chop. I counter with one chop, two chops, one. Anyway, so I'm getting these out, and since I was hamming it up for the camera, I didn't have time to immediately salt them, but that's what I want you to do. And you know, you can't just, you know, you can't do this like it's a mass production thing, even though it seems like that. See what I'm doing here? The salt on there. You can't do it like it's mass production. You almost have to, I don't know, handle them one at a time, two at a time, that kind of thing. See, here's a little bit of an overdone one because, as I said, I was mugging for the camera, which is what I do for a living. And once these are kind of dried, I put them over here in the drying one, then you can put them in a bowl. Just be careful when you handle them, that's all. Okay, just be careful. All right, so I'm going to keep going until I have enough to make a nice platter of these nachos. I'll save the rest for later. I'll make some for dinner tonight for my lovely wife. You can watch us eat it. You can come over to Highlands, New Jersey. No, you can't. Anyway, I'll be right back. Now, just so you know exactly what color to make them, here, I took some out of my cooling rack. See? Potato chips. I mean, they're potato chips. Here they are. See them? Yeah, listen. Potato chips. We'll be back. Getting there. We're getting there. See how brown they are? And they're crisp as hell. They're wildly crisp. I kept them dry, and I took off the starch. I am telling you, taking off that starch is definitely one of
Chef Sel's cooking tips.
Is that the only 3 notes that you know? 3 notes and 3 words? That's all you know? I had to ask. All right, we'll be back. I know. That's a whole package of bacon. I don't know, what are they, like a half a pound these days? Bacon, something like that. Maybe a pound, but very thick cut. See, it's very thick cut. I sliced it up, about, I don't know, about yay thick. About that yay thick. And that's gonna get sprinkled within the cheese and the lobster. I have some scallions I'm gonna cut up. And of course the potato chips and the cheese sauce, which we're gonna make soon. Speaking of the lobster, well, I'm still frying here, see? Can you see? Yeah, right there. Yeah. I'm still frying. But that's okay. You know, potatoes, they need some time. They need some love, they need some time. I got a whole bunch here drying, if you will. Remember, salt them as soon as they come out of the oil. Salt them as soon as they come out of the oil. Don't salt them before they come out of the oil. I'm not salting them in the oil, but it's been soggy. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna get some lobster out. Here's what I want you to get. Ready? Either buy a lobster and steam it, or get it already cooked in these delicious containers. I got about a pound here altogether of the meat. So you want to get about 2 1/4 pounds lobsters. You know what I mean? The meat's usually half what the lobster weighs. Why am I talking like a sergeant guy? I don't know, whatever. And boom, it's already cooked. And boom. Look at this, you got whole pieces, which I'm gonna cut up. Look at this. Yeah, I know. What can I say? There's knuckles in here too. I mean, this is ridiculous. Cut them into pieces like this big. See? So when you scoop with the potato chips, lady, you get a piece. You know what I mean. All gonna drain these. These are in a juice all by themselves. I'm gonna drain them. And they're mostly claws. It's delicious stuff. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's claws and it's knuckles and it's, look at these claws. Every time I pick one out, it's a whole freaking claw. But like I said, we're gonna cut them up. All right, see? So, there's my lobster. That's my lobster. Claws and the whole shebang. I'm gonna mix them, you know, I'm gonna sprinkle them throughout as I build this pyramid of loveliness, of cheesy, delicious, I'm not going to work tomorrow, loveliness. I'll be back. In review, here's what we have. Golden, crispy, homemade potato chips. I mean, that's a show right there, but no. Crispy, smoky, tender, delicious, crispy, crunchy, bacon. That's a show right there. The Bacon Show. And, oh, I don't know, some fresh, well, frozen, but I'm gonna assume it was fresh when they froze it, when they frozened it. Yeah, see? Knuckles of lobster and claws. Knuckles of lobsters and claws. Yes, kachitties. Yes, kachitties. Where's my little kachitties? Here, little kachitties. Come on, let's hear from you. That's what we have so far. Now we're going to make a delicious cream sauce. We had a mac and cheese business years ago, my wife and I. Anyway, a couple things you have to know. Number one, you're gonna start with flour and butter. Here's the butter, 3 tablespoons. Boom, I have it melted. See that? Boom, melted butter. I'm gonna put it back on here because it was melted before it came on the air, and now I had to take it off the thing because it went on the air and it got too hot. Right? So when you put the flour and the butter together, that's called a roux, R-O-U-X. Ooh. Oh, s'il vous plaît, my dear, can I get you some roux? Ooh, take you and roux to bed with me tonight. Ooh, please. Now when we add milk to this, it's called the bechamel. Boom, just like that, magic becomes bechamel. And I can't, you know. And then when you add cheese to it, it's called the Mornay. Wasn't there a Rebecca? Never mind. And I'm gonna add some more cheese to that when we're done. I'm gonna grate up, get the sharpest cheese, the sharpest cheddar cheese you can. And a lot of people say, well, you're gonna ruin the taste of the lobster. Then have lobster. Lobster nachos with fresh potato chips. I showed them to you right here. See? Showed them to you right here. All right. 3 ounces of butter. Keep it like on a medium flame. When it, you know, when it melts, and then it's going to become a little bit brown, like golden. And boom, look at this, 3 tablespoons. You can use flour. I'm using cornstarch. This is going to thicken it up and make that roux we were talking about earlier. It's going to bubble up. Don't worry about it. Let it bubble. Let it bubble. And I'm going to switch to a whisk soon. This is a whisking kind of thing, and it's coming well. I'm going to switch over to the whisk now, like I promised. And just kind of keep that moving. Kind of keep it moving. Now we want to add just a cup and a half of milk, not a big deal. And what'll happen is, when the milk heats up, the milk's gonna heat up, nothing's gonna happen as far as thickness goes. Then all of a sudden the milk starts to bubble and you'll say, hey, this isn't easy. Hey, it's not too easy to mix all of a sudden. Just keep going, keep going. I know, but it's hurting my hand. Just go, it's gonna be very thick. That cornstarch or that flour if you're using it. Gonna make it thick. So bring it up a little bit. I'm gonna make sure I get it out of the corners. I don't want anything hiding in the corners here. All right, now that that's whisked, I'm gonna move back to my smaller wooden spatula. It's getting thicker. I'm gonna show you actually. I'm gonna take it off. You know, chefs will never do this, right? But they're they're bechamel. Oh, can't touch it. Keep it on the stove. Here you go. See how thick? Nice and thick. Okay, leaves a trail on the bottom when you move the spatula along the bottom of the pot. Okay, we're gonna season this now. This is just dry mustard. I'm gonna go pardon me. Don't bleep it out. A teaspoon, not a tablespoon. And of course, El Salto. Don't go crazy on the El Salto. You know why, because the cheese is salty. And then actually, I'm gonna go half a teaspoon. The cheese is salty. You can also salt to taste. And get that going. Now I have 2 of these bricks. See, they come in 8-ounce bricks. I have 2 of them. I'm just going to put this in handful at a time and let it melt. Handful at a time, let it melt. It will melt. It will melt and it'll melt fast. That's why I have it grated beforehand. Now to this, when this is melted and done and I'm happy with the consistency and the taste and the cheesiness of it, I'm going to add about a half a cup of heavy cream. If this becomes a little bit too thick, you can always add a little bit more milk. Remember, you can add, but you can't take away. Once you add, you are done. So is your dish. So is your dinner party. Everybody leaves. Everybody leaves. Hey, this isn't good. I'm leaving even though it's done already. And the cheese is still melting. Still have a melting cheese situation going on here. You know what? I'm gonna live on the wild side. I'm putting the full pound of cheese, shredded cheddar in here. Sharp, sharp, sharp cheddar. And I don't really want this too watery anyway, because when you pour it over the potato chips, remember, let's go back to our friends here, see? Yeah, they got some rugged backbone to them, but water, it's like kryptonite. Water is the kryptonite of potato chips. Of a lot of things, but potato chips definitely. So I'm mixing my sauce. A couple of dashes of Tabasco. Gotta be. Not for the heat, for the taste, believe me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, about 10 drops. About 10 drops. Just for a little bit of taste. It adds to the taste, believe me. Trust me on this. And now I'm putting in my half a cup of cream. I know. Oh, I miss making this stuff. We used to make it for the street fairs, and then we had it for a restaurant too. People wrap around the block to go to the restaurant next door. Anyway. Keep it going until all the white disappears. There's a lot of white now because that cream is resting on top. You want it to get a nice pale yellow. That's when you know your cream sauce is ready just to kind of hang out and stay warm. And it's really time actually then to build the dish. Oh my God, I'm getting nervous. Well, we're gonna do it together, so don't worry. Take it off the heat. Now it's time to build, my friends. Build. Just take a deep breath. This is pretty easy, okay? I haven't broken any of the chips yet. I have a soft hand today. Here, see? We're building. And I know it looks good when it's mounded and stuff, but how are you gonna get all this stuff on the potato chips when they're hiding underneath? They're hiding. Don't get me. Don't put any of that delicious sauce and cheese and bacon and lobster on me. Not me. Here's what I'm doing, see? Nice little layer. I want an oven-proof dish. I happen to have a fancy one, metal one here, but you can use whatever you want. Now what I'm gonna do, I like to put the dry ingredients on first, see? Now I'm putting, bacon on top of that, which is sick. The sick bacon. We'll call it the sick bacon. Now I'm gonna get a little cheese sauce right on top of this. Just right on top. Over the bacon, over the chips. Now we're gonna take a little handful of lobster. Maybe, I don't know, a quarter of a cup. See, I'm trying to get it. See what I'm doing there? Yeah. Then I'm gonna put more chips on top of that. See, now you know that there's stuff underneath, right? See? Yeah, see what I'm doing? More chips. Now you can mound it if you want to make it look pretty, because you know you got it beat. You beat the system. You beat the system. You got all the good stuff underneath. See what I'm doing? Spacing out all the good stuff. Now what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to put the cheese on before the lobster. Can I close this? And by the way, I have my oven preheated for 375, or it's in the process. And I'm going to put this into that oven. I'm not going to broil it because the tips of the chips will burn. It will burn the tips of the chips. But I want to show, you know, if you have people over, I want to show that lobster on the top a little bit. You know, why should I mumble? Why mumble? See? And make sure you dry that lobster as good as you can on a paper towel or whatever it is. Yeah, see? I mean, you can't get any more beautiful than this. Yes, you can. A little more cheese. I know I lied about that, but I want to get a little bit more cheese. Just to drizzle now, not to, you know, we don't want to smother. We just want to drizzle. All your guests are going to know that there is indeed some lobster on these suckers. Let's put this in the oven first. I'm going to put a little bit of the grated cheese on top. See, a little bit of the grated cheese on top. Let me just look to see what I'm doing here. Alright, so when we're preheated, we're going to go in here and we're going to melt all this stuff. Just one final melt together. And we're going to take it out, scallion on top. So, you know, this is pretty much where we're going with this. I'm going to come back after I do this, okay? And don't be afraid of the ingredients. Make the potato chips. The lobster you could buy, You know, you just don't be afraid of the lobster. Okay? I'm gonna come back when this is ready to go. Let's take it out of the oven together, shan't we? Check it out. 375, 5 minutes. That's all you need. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off there. I mean, holy shamoly. I'll bring it over. I'll bring it over. Put a little of these scallions on top. Lobster nachos with bacon, cheddar cheese, and cheddar cheese cream sauce. And we know what's next, right, Instagram?
Stop doing that!
Anyway, Chef Sal. Check me out on Facebook. Say hi, Chef Sal. In the meantime, I mean, who needs to go to a bar? Well, besides having delicious drinks and getting bombed off your ass. Besides that, try it out. Try it at home. Chef Sal at your service.
Doing that.